Hello friends, it's Govan here. I was just thinking about something, and this was spurred on by a comment that was left on my Secrets of Longevity channel, and they were asking, or rather proselytizing, something about their belief in Jesus and how he was coming to save me. The way they worded it, I'll even throw up the screenshot here as well as my response. You can kind of see that it's kind of like a boogeyman type vibe to it. Like, obviously, if you believe in that kind of thing, all the power to you, but don't shove it in people's faces. That is kind of like painting a picture of this sort of like monstrosity of a supernatural being that's out to get people if they step out of line. It's out there to, you know, give them the backhand. Yeah, that's pure BS. Something I realized with my own belief system, and I would be the first one to admit that I have belief systems. There's definitely people out there that would subscribe to the idea of having absolutely no belief system and being purely materialistic. However, my beliefs are shaped by my experiences as well as what I can prove with fact. Obviously, things of spiritual nature defy the ability, in most cases, to have anything to do with fact. So it's purely experiential. And so, yeah, I have things that I've developed over my lifetime, perceptions, understandings, but I keep these personal. I don't try to use them to influence other people. I don't try to use them to persuade other people to join in the cause. I might describe the experiences I had at one point that might have led to me developing some sort of idea, and I could use that experience as a way to back up that idea. But I'm never using it either external or even in my internal mind as a means of saying, you're wrong, this is the way things are, and you must fit into my reality in this way. I think that's the big loss when it comes to most religions and even many spiritual traditions, is that there's this dogmatic outward denying of someone else's experience. And that in and of itself is detached, not empathetic, not feeling towards other people's true will. It's actually trying to suppress other people and alter them, and not just let them be. Because the moment you lay on something that is beyond the scope of what we can show in the physical realm through science, you are, again, you're putting your experiences onto someone else. And that cuts you off from understanding them on a deeper level. It cuts you off from them in terms of them respecting you and seeing you as someone that's on the same level. They see you as holier than thou. So it's that holier than thou attitude which is so pervasive, even amongst, I would say, the majority of Eastern thought, which is all love and light in most cases, which can be great, but you know, it still has this idea of like, oh, like for instance, recently had an experience in person with someone. I was in this group setting, there was some healing work being done, and so someone was asked to come forward and talk about their experience that they went through during this healing session, and it was great that they were describing this thing, but in the middle of it, the person that was leading the group was saying, hold on, the way you're talking is creating a negative output and keeping that issue for you still going on. And there was like this weird vibe that was coming in with this person trying to dictate the way that she understood things onto this person's experience. And the person kept saying, well, no, this is just me describing it. I don't actually believe that. So for instance, I'll just twist it a little here so I'm not, you know, talking about people's personal information, but say that person was describing how they had felt some way negatively in the past about something, whatever it was, and so they were describing their past experience as this negative thing. Now this person was trying to tell them to not even describe it as a negative thing and to use different words to describe it that didn't have negative connotation. to attempt to get them to heal it, even though they're not presently taking that on and feeling it, they're just describing it in the past. So just use of language to describe something. So without getting into like who's right and who's wrong in that instance, that's an example. I know this is someone leading a workshop, so they're technically, you're giving over some degree of power to their influence, to their guidance in something, but they weren't being very connected to that person. They were trying to dictate something to them, and it left everyone kind of like, what's going on? Like everyone in that room just felt awkward afterwards, and we could feel the whole awkward vibe that was building between this person trying to tell someone that their way of talking, so you could say their belief system around, they were trying to work in the law of attraction to this way this person was talking, because there was this negative thing, and trying to twist it in that way. I could understand someone saying, being present and saying like, I am blah 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 blah, and it was a negative thing that they were associating and identifying with. That makes perfect sense, because as soon as you're saying it, you're bringing to the present. But they were talking about it in the past and just describing something that happened in their past, and they clearly had no present moment attachment to it. So that was a bit of a roundabout way of describing my own recent experience with that, but I just wanted to sort of bring that up, because that's probably something I come across fairly commonly on my online social media platforms, is that there's people that have a stance on something, and when it comes down to spirituality, it's like, I know better than you, this is the way things are, I'm going to shove it down your throat. So yeah, maybe keep that in mind if that's something you do. Maybe you're the person who originally left that comment and you're watching this now because I blocked you on my other channel, in which case